Oh boy! If I played my cards right, it's December 25th, 2023. 5 years before all of this. All of the crosses, all of the crotch shots, all of Daft Punk, and this whole meme that we have just been absorbing this whole time. Guys, we got to the end of the game, I believe, in the last one. However, it seems like we have an extra part to do. And I didn't expect that. Also, I didn't expect that ending to be so damn abrupt. In the last one, holy moly, kind of basically explained the plan and what had to happen. And right as we were wondering how she was going to make the final part happen, for Sigma to make the jump that he needed to jump to start it all, she made it happen. The credits started to roll. Now, I don't know what's extra here. However, I do know there is one thing that we need to do today that we haven't done before we go to that extra part that seems to have opened up on the flow chart. At first, I didn't see it. But then I scrolled up and then realized it was up here because usually when it starts, it looks like this. And I was like, well, I don't see anything. There is something up here. But before we do that, I have something very important that I wanted to discuss with you, and that is this. Now, we briefly looked at a couple of these, I think the first time we got them. For instance, I believe we looked at the AB room. I'm just gonna go through these briefly, and I will probably leave them on the screen just so you can read them if you want, the ones that aren't interesting, and then I'll skip. So the AB game, we already know about that. And then it refers to the AB room. Most elevator doors open horizontally, but this one opens and closes vertically. Now, this is the AB gate. I kind of wish they had the titles up here so you could scroll through them from left to right. Most elevators include a safety feature that prevents the doors from closing if anything obstructs it. These doors have no safety feature. Bracelet. Each participant has a bracelet attached to their left wrist. If a participant breaks the rules or fails to fulfill certain conditions, then a set of 4 needles in the bracelet will inject them with 2 chemicals in succession. We already know about this. And we also know different ways now to get it off, including the use of aluminum foil, which is really like the weirdest thing ever. AI is short for artificial insemination. Oh, excuse me? Not what I thought they were going to say, actually. Which is a process which eggs are fertilized without the use of a male organ. It's commonly used in the breeding of dairy cattle and pigs, but has also been... Huh? Oh, I'm being told that in this case, AI stands for artificial intelligence, which is another thing entirely... Wait, who wrote that? Oh my goodness. I also wish I wish these were marked in here with the title and where we found them. I don't know if that means anything, where you found the files, but I thought it would be interesting all the same. Word 03 says before he leaves, have a nice trick, have a nice trap, have a nice trader. Quantum computer, goodness me. I'm gonna leave this on the screen for you. And you can just read it. But it looks to be some information about a computer that was made by some people. I'm not sure what this might mean. It's a lot of math. You can tell me. Floor A graffiti. Oh, we figured out what this was. It was an anagram, right? Now, someone told me that there's some funny stuff in here somewhere. This is about the nonary game, Ambidex edition. The rules. Here we are. That's pretty that's pretty standard. We also have seen this quite a few times in the playthrough. And solo pairs, what this means, that's pretty standard as well. I'm just giving you some time so you can pause if you want to. The door is found on the warehouse of floor A. This is the number 9 door. Can't stay open for more than 9 seconds. This is not strictly correct, however. The time period 0 is talking about refers to the time when the door is fully open. That means if one takes into account the time when the door is opening and when it's closing, it's open for more than 9 seconds. And then we found out after that you can get through the other warehouse door if you needed to, which is really, really ridiculous when you think about it, how all the endings might have been different if they had known that. Bracelet points. Total lunar eclipse. We've seen this many times. Soparil. So this is all about Soparil. And here, look at this. This drug also appears in Virtue's Last Reward's sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. It was created by Mr. H, who was the president of Cradle Pharmaceuticals and appeared in 999. We know who that is. Developed it by extracting and purifying an alkaloid from a variety of mandrake. It can also be aerosolized and used as knockout gas, which is what we've seen. Tubercularine. There it is. Hopefully I'm not skipping anything important. Acronym for the Automatic Diagnosis and Analysis Machine. So this is the ADAM machine, similar to MRIs. If the subject of diagnosis is already deceased, the ADAM can perform a virtual autopsy to determine the cause of death. Newspaper excerpt. We have seen this already. Radical 6 infection spreads. The pandemic. Basically what a pandemic is. Radical 6. If you want to know what Radical 6 and 6 mean, you'll just have to play the game and find out, was this really one of the files that they gave you? Just, you'll have to figure it out. Powerful syringe that uses easily swappable vials. Chromatic doors. We already know about them. Secondary chromatic doors. Here's how you get to those and how you figure it out. EU. Erotic units. I beg your pardon? EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situation attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe and 0 might be Gilbert Gottfried. Hey, I'm sure someone thinks he's sexy somewhere. For the curious, Danny Trejo rates 16 EU. Just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. Not to be confused with competing systems or hotness or sexability. The EU system weighs a number of factors such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a high EU rating usually have mastered the art of the tease. What is this for? Wait, what does this have anything to do with anything? Am I missing something? Please tell me. Grandpa videos? Oh, pog. A collection of films that Tenmyoji has gathered. Their content isn't really explicit per se, but they aren't really appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not imply that the videos contain grandpas or grandpa-like actors. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably like those ecchi videos that like you see in Yakuza. You know what I'm talking about? Sigma's cat problem. Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tic which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of this behavior seems to be an experience he had as a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He'd always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion and give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day he realized he could understand what the cats were saying. A magical black cat appeared and told him that it had given him this gift in exchange for food to its fellows. But the magical cat said, "What? You can never tell anyone about your gift," the magical black cat warned. "If you do, you'll be cursed." But young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it, so the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life. Fortunately for him, a magical white cat came along soon afterwards, felt the curse was a little too harsh and lessened it, so that they would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after. Is that a Sailor Moon reference, by the way? Seems like maybe phone. And then who was phone? A device that converts sound into electrical Bitch, I know what a phone is. Do people not know what a phone is? Golem. We basically know about this. This is basically just telling you the origin of the word. Okay, golem. These are the golems that we know here from the game. There you are. Golem type, male Cockney model. Our best friend. The Chinese room. We've also seen this. I guess it's no coincidence now that the girl in the Chinese room kind of looked like Luna, because wasn't she like didn't that have a basis on her story? I'm assuming that that's what they meant by that. The Turing test is designed to gauge a computer's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior. All right. The test has 3 participants: a human judge, a human subject, and the machine. The judge engages in conversation with the human and the machine, and if the judge cannot determine who is the machine and who is human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Phi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, this is what she's referring to. Interesting. We've seen that. Golem again. Here they are. All right. Artificial biological tissue. We've seen that in Luna. Golem's story, the point. All right. Here's some of this. Oh, no. Oh, this is asking you some kind of conspiracy question about self and the sense of self. And self-aware robots are humans also self-aware robots. Like, yeah, you know, that kind of thing. God, there's so many of these. I'm sorry. Wound 1. What's this? 4th intercostal left, between the 4th and 5th ribs on the upper left chest stab wound. Oh, is this like the Adam reading for Akane, perhaps? Wound caused by a knife, clean, continuous. Wound margins are consistent with stab wound. Most knives have one sharp cutting edge, consistent with a stab wound. This is probably for Akane. Wound 2. Wound cavity, the depth of the wound. Frequently, this will match the length of the blade. Length, lung. Either that or it could be Alice also. One or the other. So I'm not sure whose this is. The coroner. Coroner is a government official who assists law enforcement by investigating causes of death. Well, we know that. I wonder what that's for. Autopsy. A post-mortem surgery that examines the body in detail. It's also, did I say it's super gross? Luminol is an organic compound mixed with the chemical formula C8H7N302. That's probably an O, actually, for oxygen. We know what this is. Keep it in mind the next time you're contemplating how to deal with the neighbors listening to death metal at 3 in the morning. Listen, I wouldn't need to do anything that we need luminol for. At first glance, Kay's bracelet seems different from the others. Specifically, it appears to be attached to his suit. Although the design is slightly different, it's not part of his suit. The bracelet is attached directly to his wrist, with the face looking out through a hole in his armor. Just like the other bracelets, it will only come off when he escapes or when his heart stops beating. We've seen that. General amnesia. Now we know why Kay has amnesia from the last episode, right? He was injected with tons of Soparil, and he being Sigma's clone when he was in the armor at the time. So this is a little bit about that. Cooked food. Twice cooked pork, paella, nasi goreng, and schnitzel. What are these for? What in the hell? And I think the other one was more. Yukgaejang, Korean dish. Borscht, tam kagai, chef's pasta. Wait, what's the food for? Is it like what you can get in the pantry or something? Have a nice trauma, have a nice trace, have a nice trumpet. Word 03 says before he leaves. Huh, the other one said 03 with 1, 2, 3 eyes. And this one says 3, the number 3. Interesting. Free the soul. You know a little bit about this. The founder of the religion is known as Brother. And they did say, didn't they, that Brother was also an Esper, which is a bit strange. I feel like that's going to come into play, and I'm not sure where or how, since we're kind of at the end of the game now. Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to establishing New World Order. And the Myrmidons, and we know what they're probably trying to do. Something terrible. The founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred to as such. As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened, and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled Brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights, he was consumed by his own misery. On the morning of the 10th day, he had a revelation. Mankind was rife with base desires and needed to be purified. God had spoken to Brother and given him a mission. Brother dedicated his life to realizing it, and at the age of 26, he established Free the Soul. Of why. He claims Y is a symbol for miracles. Interesting. Bracelet 3. Here's some information that isn't revealed in the game. The bracelet put on the left wrist of the 9 participants in the Ambidex game has an important feature that's never mentioned. As soon as it's put on, a needle on the underside activates and inserts itself in the wearer. That doesn't necessarily mean it injects anything, only that it activates and pierces the skin. Maybe there's something on the needle, or maybe there isn't. All that's certain is that when someone puts on the bracelet, they get poked. And I don't half wonder if that's how they got the Radical 6 in them, hey? That could be a thing. AB game. I'm just gonna leave the obvious ones here. More AB game. How you collect points. Penalty. We know about that. The voting machine. We know about that too. The hazmat suit. We've also seen this quite a few times. Now we know why they had to have them, don't we? A Scotch, type of whiskey made in Scotland. Scotch is Tenmyuji's favorite. It annoys Quark that he likes to drink. The root beer float. Aw. And now we know, too, why the root beer float was so damn special and important to Quark. Because think about what happened to the world when he got that and how rare it must have been to get that thing. With all the animals being dead and like no trade and stuff. Jeez. The map of the facility. Researcher's journal about Radical 6. This talks about the time difference. We know about that. Powerful urge to commit suicide with Radical 6. We know about that too. Here's some more about that. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the road. Oh yeah, this is the terrible thing that Tenmyoji told us. The healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats who have grown fat on plentiful rodent diet. Oh dear. Well, I guess at least the cat world doesn't sound all that terrible. It sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy, but why? Oh, I suppose if you read this before you finished the game, like if you read them as you got them, you would know right away that that's important for the password reveal. The secret of Quark's hat. Yes, tell me about this, because I always wondered about this. Don't you think his hat looks kind of weird? There's that huge band that wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? Or maybe he's just a young Lobot? Well, this is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The side of the hat are hiding those pods like you see on helicopters or SIM sites. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up and they fly out at once. It goes, kidding. He just keeps snacks in there. I can't believe that they put a Star Trek reference in here. I thought they were speakers. I'm gonna be honest. Did anyone else think that they were speakers? Because I actually thought that that's what they were. Excelivir. And this is just a lot of me talking with no fucking music, so don't worry, I'm putting music on in the back. Treatment pod. I'll just let that go. Cold sleep. Can pause and read this. CAS. This is the technology that helps you freeze and unfreeze without dying. Cells Alive system. Sorry, I clicked on the other one twice. I did not mean to do that. Makes cold sleep possible. The Nonary game, this is the first. 2018, 16 children were reported missing. In actuality, 18 children were taken, but 2 were never reported. The person in charge is someone we'll refer to as H. The purpose of the game was to conduct experiments on morphic resonance with the children as test subjects. And then the next one, which we know, a total of 9 people participated in this session. They were abducted just as the children have been. But H was not in charge of the game this time. Clover was a participant in both games, and now she finds herself in the Nonary game again. Esper resonance. So this is what I got wrong before. So Clover did say that she was having trouble with her abilities because there was probably a more powerful Esper around. So that's exactly what happened. And we've seen this before. Even in the past game, we saw that. This is what happened at the end of 999. It kind of tells you about the participants. Which, unfortunately, they're probably all dead, except for the ones we see here, which is really kind of sad. Here's the compound. Counteracts the effects of tubercularine. Ice 9. We learned about this in 999 as well. Just let you read that. There's a rumor that Alice is made of Ice 9, but of course she's not. Here's Gentaro. We know him as Ace. I'm sorry, I just really wanted to go through these just to make sure I did it, and I thought the last episode will be the one to do it on. Morphogenetic fields, immunoglobulin, we've seen this many times. Integer, here's some math. Oh, this is the prime factorization, okay. Tu fui ego eris. Now, it took me a while after the last episode to realize that that message was absolutely for Sigma, regarding Sigma probably going through the different timelines. And the young Sigma, the old Sigma meeting together. Oh man, dude. It took me a minute. The Special Office of Internal Security, where Alice works, and Clover too. We saw a little bit about that earlier. Oh my god, how many are there? Hang on, guys, I'm looking. Jesus Christ, guys! No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get through. I really probably should have read these at the same time as I got them. Here's apple and banana. Oh my, first of all, I have a question. This is very difficult for me to read. So I'm just gonna leave it there, but this is the silent dilemma, the prisoner's dilemma. Here's the bombs. The detonator of the bombs. See, here's the thing. The reason it's so large is because I believe these are the silver files and the gold files together. Probably, right? Oh, here's about the cybernetic arms. Look at that. Huh. Not really. In truth, it's the arm from a mysterious libido-powered robot. I'm just messing with you. What the fuck? Who wrote these? What I want to know is, since we know that Sigma has cybernetic arms, how come the scan didn't bring up the eyeball, or was Luna not supposed to bring that up? That's what I want to know. I think that might be a thing. Here's the laws of robotics. I'll just leave that for you. We've heard about all these. If we've heard about it already, I'm not going to reread them. The swimsuit. What? Sigma, or perhaps the author, seems to be naturally obsessed with swimsuits. Why is that? Was he involved in a horrible swimsuit accident, now repressed? Did he have a crush on a high school girl in a swim team who put her Olympic aspirations ahead of any possible romance? Is he a perv? The world may never know. Listen, isn't this Tenmyoji's thing right here? I guess it could be either of them because they both have blue shirts, but I think this is Ten actually and not Sigma on the floor. That's funny. Device. Just pause if you want to read that. Anything that we've seen before, again, I'm not going to leave on the screen. Anti-hydrogen atom. About the storage of antimatter. TNT equivalent. This goes back to the bombs. TNT stands for Trinity Tallow? No. Tronti Trillion? No. Trinidad and Tobago? Trintrotoluene. It's TNT. Butter is dangerous stuff. Oh my god. E equals mc squared. That's Einstein's famous equation. Interesting. 63 terajoules of butter. Sorry if this is boring, but we're gonna do it because I want to make sure that we do it. It's very important that we know everything before we go to the last place. This is the math thing that they used. Floor B, we know what this means now. Hourglass. The hourglass display in the background is actually a 4-second timer. It doesn't have practical use except for maybe impatient people. If you were at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, you'd be like, hey, how long are you gonna make me wait? I've already flipped this hourglass 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes. But saying 100 times is much more dramatic, and therefore much more likely to get a desirable response from waste. What? I don't remember us even seeing an hourglass. Well, I guess that shows me. There's a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the UK, an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off an ancient and Byzantine collection of rules and guidelines. Every year during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at least appears to, and then awards gentle points based on what they saw. The formula is used. Old ladies escorted across the street, top hats owned. Puzzles solved and money given to gentlemen tracking it. Oh my god. What? Here's the knife. There's blood on it, but whose blood? Man, I really probably should have read these as we were going, because I think this would have, like, made me think about different kinds of things. I mean, obviously, the normal things that we're seeing here are just things we got from the silver files that we just saw anyway. The law of cause and effect. Here we are. I'll let you read that. Normally I would comment that the quantum level is where shit gets real. But given the nature of that phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say that the quantum level is where shit gets unreal. This is funny. Knox's 10 Commandments. Ronald Knox, a mystery writer from the UK, published the following as his rules for writing a mystery novel. I wonder if this has any bearing on the writing that we have here in the game. Is that why this is here? Some of these don't seem like they make sense or tie into the game at all, but they must, right? Here's the keys. Card keys. The slingshot reference, which we've heard recently quite a few times. Can be used as a necklace, not recommended. Test site mystery. 6 of us are dead, counting myself. Now we know what this means. This is how the Radical 6 got out. Now, I wonder when or if we even learn more about that. I don't know. Termites. Here we go again. We hear about the termites. Have a nice circle. Oh, this is 03 again. Have a nice trouble, have a nice tragedy, have a nice trust. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Positional astronomy. This is the great conjunction. I mean, even the dark crystal went into that. When the planets align is pretty much what they're talking about. Tenmyoji's picture, here it is. We've seen this. If you look closely, it looks like there's a man grinning in the background. Do you see him? Don't worry if it seems a little strange. Spirit medium has told us that the person in this picture is a guardian spirit who's looking after her. He must have shown up here because he'd heard what sort of destiny she had in store. Can you see it on the left side of the picture? I don't see anything. Huh. I didn't notice that before. A way of describing reality that adds a fourth dimension of time to 3 dimensions of space. It's also the name of a ski resort for miniature cows. What? Minkowski. The lagomorph is a bunny. Rabbits belong. 03's actual name. Tenmyoji and Alice. Oh, this is just part of the story. Tenmyoji and Clover. This was the time when I believed that Tenmyoji told Clover that who he actually was. Now we know what this is. A can stand for after and B for before, but they can also stand for anima and body. Everything that happened in this facility was part of the AB project. The mystery of Phi. There are a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site. I mean, there's still a lot of mystery surrounding her and how she's related to Sigma. I'm still not sure. Sure, she's an Esper, and sure she was taken, but it said that she just volunteered. I'm not sure how that might have happened. Bomb deactivation passwords. There's a lot more to the story, but I think we'll stop the secret archives here. Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed the game. I did. Let's go back. And now, thank you for getting through me with all that. I really appreciate you guys. I'm glad we did that together. We are going to this timeline that does not link up with anything else. Headquarters, April 13th, 2029. Whoa. What was that? Oh my God. Hello?
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news.
Hello. So this is quite a few months after Sigma's original abduction.
Unfortunately,
Ma'am?
I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read.
So this is already when shit's hit the fan.
All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6.
Oh dear. Okay.
So have my... Excuse me.
Oh, girl, you're right. Oh dear.
I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks.
Okay.
It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day.
Oh.
I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I hope so too.
Goodbye.
Ma'am, you're all right? Oh no. No, she's not okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click, it disappeared too. Wait, I know what timeline this is, but not who this is, who we are. Had the power gone out? Hello? Who's that? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. Oh, jeez. All right, Daft Punk. You cannot come in here with that robe that we know who wears that. Who is this? Who is this? This could be a couple of people. Oh, it's Sigma. It's us. You? So it's young Sigma, right? If you recall. Daft Punk, who are you? Okay. I knew that she was one of the possibilities. June. I say June because when was the last time we saw her looking like what we remembered from 999? Akane?
It looks like the first step was successful.
Okay. This is part of the plan. This is the beginning of the plan. I guess this is how it went. What the fuck? You killed me! So she knows that it worked. In the last episode, Akane had to make Sigma jump to this point. And now we're here. It worked, and now she knows that it worked. You know? Oh my god. Wait, but did we actually die in that timeline?
Killed?
Yeah. Didn't you, like, stab me? I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it.
Well, ma'am?
I didn't kill you.
Oh, you didn't?
I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Oh, thank God for that. I was honestly really worried that Sigma had to die for that to happen. I was really nervous about that, actually. I'm okay?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis.
Of course.
That was the only way.
We knew that already, so I wonder if that means that Phi's here too. I hope she made it too. Me and Phi?
Yes.
So both of us have to be here.
I only told you about you, but
But you need Phi as well?
we also needed Phi to jump.
Why? I wonder... She really is shrouded in mystery still. Like, I wonder what her role is going to be. Other than just obviously being a time jumper Esper. Nice place, by the way. It looks good.
Now,
I see the pods there, so I can only imagine what that's going to be for. I mean, we already know, right?
you know what happens next, right?
I do. I believe you're going to put me into some cold sleep. We go to the moon?
Correct.
Yeah.
We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029.
Okay.
We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle.
Right, all right.
Only a few last-minute checks and additions.
Okay.
You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Right. Me, Phi, Clover, and Alice? That must be it, right? Wait, is Sigma not being put to sleep for it? Is he just going? Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
Because Phi is also young, right? So she was probably also put into cold sleep just as long as they were. What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi.
Okay, it's as I thought, right? Because otherwise she would have aged as well, like Sigma had.
We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, so she arrived 2 days ago somehow?
She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen.
Okay.
That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though.
Wait, it wasn't? Wait a minute.
It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D.
Here to here. Before she jumped there. Wait, so she came of her own will on this timeline here? From here? Wait, what does that mean?
In other words, she was following the same path you are.
Okay, see, I thought they grabbed her because she was an Esper, like they knew somehow and they needed her. No, she's got to be tied to Sigma somehow then. Otherwise, how would they know? So she's following the same path we are. They've got to have some kind of connection.
And she still is.
But I don't know what it is, really. Unless I've just overlooked it and I'm stupid. I thought she said something about, like, didn't they say that they, like, found her as a volunteer or something? Didn't Akane say that at some point, other than just now? And that means after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I get it, I think.
The point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod.
Okay.
She'll stay there for the next 45 years.
Oh my goodness, okay. All right, I think I understand that.
Sleeping in ice.
Then, when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
Correct.
Okay. Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. Right, that's what I'm saying. So now we understand that the cold sleep is what did it, and I had a feeling that was the case. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Sigma, don't you have to, like, write the entire AB game, though? Is that why? Like, he has work to do, doesn't he? Like, Clover, Alice, and Phi, do they necessarily have work to do? Why not?
You haven't figured it out?
I'm wondering if that's gotta be what it is, though, right?
You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project.
Oh boy, you better start getting to work. Oh gosh, yeah, you've gotta figure out how to save this. You've gotta figure out how to work this out. They've got to plan every single detail after what, going through the facts that they already know with what they've seen.
After arriving at Rhizome 9,
I get
you
it.
must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
Oh shit, is that all? Okay, well, Sigma, enjoy your new doctorate that you're gonna go for. Jesus Christ.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph.
Right, okay. He creates all of them. Right.
And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets.
Oh, is that all, woman? I've got it. Oh my god. Can you imagine that of course with the help of Akane, right? But can you imagine that Sigma developed all that?
You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark.
Right. Which they already know that Quark would come along as a variable because they've seen it. They've already been through it. They're rewriting it as it happened, right? That's crazy.
Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin.
Okay.
January 25th, 2074.
Well, it seems like just a day away.
You will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room.
Right, so she has literally been in sleep the entire time. So she has nothing to do with it other than that. But then how did she appear and volunteer? I don't get it. I don't get that part.
Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
Does she just come and volunteer because she knows that she's been through the AB game because of the jumps? But even so, how did she get there in the first place? I guess I'm just either I missed it and my head's too full, or I'm just not sure. Okay, once we're done, the 22-year-old version will point A will force you out, and that's when the game starts, is it not?
And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then be abducted. Right, yes, please show us this again. We need to see it one more time. And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to.
I guess we don't have a choice at this point.
If you don't, billions of people will die.
I get it, but here's the thing, oh, jeez. Do we know enough about what happened at that moment when it got out and everything? Obviously, they're alluding to...
Only you and Phi can save them.
Yeah, they're alluding that we have to go there, right? We'll have to go there and do something. What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own.
Mm-hmm.
If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
Okay. Right. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to wrap my head around all of this. The timeline going forward now looks so strange. I mean, I get it. He's gonna spend a lot of time now trying to fix what happened and rewrite it so that it works out. But, yeah, dang, how? What do I need to do?
What do you mean?
What specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we gonna do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
Right, I get that. And after that? That's them literally going to the place that had the outbreak in the first place. Now, do we even know who was there? Other than that, if they're going there, that means they were there at some point. Or we're gonna make it happen that they were there. But I believe that means that they were there. Does it not make... But who else is there? And what does that mean? And she can't tell us, can she? What does that mean? I'm wondering if that means that she wasn't there. But she had to have. Was she there?
I don't know.
Saying she doesn't know makes me wonder if she was there or not. What?
I'm sorry.
Wait, maybe I'm getting too confused.
I really don't know anything about what happens in there.
You don't? Okay, so that must mean that she wasn't there.
We don't know how the Radical Six escaped.
Okay.
We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
That's the other thing. Who put it there? Oh, crap. Well, then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds.
Right, I understand.
We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility.
Okay. Sigma. Wait, when does this happen? Like, when are we gonna see
Things
that?
will be difficult,
Oh, I can imagine that they will be.
and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger.
Right, okay, great. Because, we haven't had any until now.
But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
So both of them are definitely going. Wait. How do you know it's so dangerous? Oh, that's the other thing. Wait, were you there?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened.
Is that right?
He wasn't able to stop the virus.
Oh.
So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I'm sorry if I'm being stupid. This is really confusing, though, to have all this at once. I'm just trying to think. What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps.
Traps? What does that mean? Why would it be full of traps?
There was one point. A woman's life was in danger.
Really?
You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye.
Is that what happened to him? Is that why he has cybernetic arms? Really? My arms and my right eye? Really? That's when it happened? Huh. Oh, wait, what the hell? He didn't look down and notice that? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like the way that looks at all. Wait, this is so morbid. Like, how do you wake up and not know that those are like that? What? Suddenly, a low rumble shook the building. What the hell? That was really unsettling. I don't like that. What was that?
Go have a look.
Oh, okay. I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Oh. The thing that Tenmyoji talked about is starting. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly towards the sky. That's why we have to leave right now. Oh no. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No. That was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. Sigma! Wait a minute. Wait, so I have a question now. I know very little about what happens in the next game. End or beginning? Fire and Ice saw the end or maybe the beginning. Is that what leads you into Zero Time Dilemma? It must be. Wait. Okay. I didn't expect this. I really thought we'd get a credit scene there. Is there more? Is there more? What? Hello? There's no more? There's no... am I stupid? No, there is more. Right here. Infirmary, another time. Okay, let's go. So now what? Well, we're obviously here. So we're back here again. Sigma, you alright?
Where?
Luna, hello? Who's that?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Oh! Our clone, is it?
Kyle.
Ah, yes. Of course.
Uh,
You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
right, okay. I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. Is that the reflection he got? I would like to see that. I guess that's supposed to reiterate that that's what it looks like instead. Well, they really should have shown that, though. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb.
Yeah, do you know who you are?
So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
Oh, I really like this voice.
What?
Wait, was he supposed to know that?
How do you know that?
Wait, what happened just now? Uh-oh.
Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
Uh-oh. An excellent question. The one I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Climb was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Climb? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Climb in his younger days. I looked down. Oh, this mug is still here. There was Dio still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
Right, because remember, if this is the same timeline that we just saw in the ending, he was in the cold sleep pod while Akane was in the armor, so they must have taken him to the infirmary to wake him up.
January 27th, 2074.
Same day, same timeline. The last one.
And today is the last day of the AB project.
Oh, so he knows.
Akane has explained everything in the garden.
Okay.
And she drew a knife and attacked Phi.
Yes. So Sigma and Phi are now gone. Well,
How
their
long have I been
consciousness has
asleep?
moved.
About 5 hours in real time.
Okay.
For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
For them.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
Oh, so he's not infected. I see. But they still are.
No, they've all been given the antiviral.
Oh, true? Okay.
It just takes a while to have an effect.
Okay. Oh, well, all right. So that did happen.
I see.
Okay.
So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past.
I think we just saw that.
It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why am I here?
Good question.
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
Right, okay.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Climb, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
I think now it is, right? Because the young Sigma bounced back, so the old one must have come back to him, right?
Yes, but
But?
how do you know that?
How do you know that? Is he not supposed to know all that? Uh-oh, here's what I'm worried about. Has he been jumping around too? Because listen, if he's a clone of the Dr. Sigma, that's why they made him, right? As a second, in case it all went tits up. Has he been jumping around?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Right? Man, what the fuck how much did you give him? He has not woken up for like the last few years.
Yes.
Goodness me.
I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
Oh dear, okay. Poor Dio. I mean, not poor Dio really, but come on.
What about the others?
Can't keep him like that forever.
They've all gone off to different areas.
Okay.
Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Where did they go?
Oh, right. Mr. Climb.
What?
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
Oh, we're going around to look for everyone?
You don't know where we are?
Oh.
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber.
Mm-hmm.
The real one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
Okay. To do what? We're on the fucking moon, my guys.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Are they going to be able to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess they never really specified if you could return to Earth, but I'm assuming you can. All right, well, now we know that. I thought they were stuck here.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here.
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore.
Well,
He's
kinda.
Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Well, he's still the same person that you met, just different, I guess.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's a question.
How's staying here gonna help?
Also that.
You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you?
Nah, 10 doesn't seem like a waiter, does he? Like, he doesn't wait around. He wouldn't do that.
You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Grammar doesn't work that way.
I understand what he's saying.
Hell, nature doesn't work that way.
Mm,
You following me? We've already lived through history.
right.
Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not going to change.
I see what he's saying.
In fact, it's because of what he did or didn't do in the past that we've got this past and present.
Uh-oh, okay.
Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road, but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers.
Oh, God.
90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time.
Oh.
He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction.
Then they pick a different way.
He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast.
Yep.
That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right?
Well, but something probably happened on that timeline, too.
It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past?
Oh, I see what he's getting at.
It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip.
Right, I get it.
Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child.
Oh, shit.
Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances.
Right.
The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean?
That's true. That's a good point.
The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that?
I get it.
The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt.
Right.
Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy?
I see both sides of it, right? Keeping more people alive to give them the possibility to go off and make a life for themselves. But I also see his side
Are
of it, too.
people who struggle for a better life just idiots?
No, I don't think
Being
so.
human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can
Oh, listen,
I'm just not going to accept that, all right?
it's Christmas. Don't say the F word.
You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
That's exactly what he's saying.
Is he right?
That could happen, of course, because they only met under very specific circumstances that could change.
No. It's not going to happen.
He's saying that to make him feel better, but that could happen.
We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Then that means we get to stay together?
Oh,
Good.
that's so cute.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off.
Oh, that's nice.
We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Well, true.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Oh,
Of course. He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here.
mm-hmm.
Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
Yeah, I had a feeling that that would be okay. I mean, listen, I get it.
And Akane?
What about that, though? That was what I was just about to ask. What did you do? Are you just ignoring it? Come on. 10.
Never mind her.
What?
She's just like him.
Oh, no.
Not the Akane I knew.
Oh, no, I was afraid of that. I really was.
She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years.
Yeah, well, so have you, though.
Hell, she might not even be human anymore.
What does that mean? Of course she is.
But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so sad.
She's not anywhere.
Oh, dear. Oh, I don't like that. Damn it.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns.
I'm sorry. It's true, though.
Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of.
This is not a very nice ending, is it?
Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past.
You did play a part.
That part's easy to understand. But
Oh, dear.
Kinda sucks, though.
A little, yeah, yes. Yes, it does. You ain't wrong.
I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028.
Well, I wouldn't say they have it easy, but I could see how she would think that.
They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to.
Well, I hope they do.
In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
but we don't.
No, I understand. Oh, man.
We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
I was worried about this.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right?
Right.
The one with the motorcycles?
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here.
Right.
Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed.
But their fates.
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest.
No, I know.
We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families?
Oh.
We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Don't think they're there anymore.
Even if it is for the greater good?
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks for them. I get
It
it.
just doesn't seem fair, does it?
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
Yeah. Girls, I
So
understand.
we went and talked to the old lady.
Right? How come she didn't call her Akane? Is she having trouble with it too?
She told us that there is one way.
Oh?
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Well, Alice's wouldn't do that, would she? She's not an Esper.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, maybe. Okay, well, I guess.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
Really?
That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox.
Yeah, well, yes. That's the whole point of jumping just consciousness, right?
How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Why is that?
Akane says there's a way around that.
Really?
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's?
Oh, no.
Cat.
Wait a minute, though. That still won't work, will it? What?
Oh, hey, Kyle.
Hey, girl. How are you?
Figured you'd come here eventually.
Wait, this is getting more... this is getting more confusing.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now.
Oh, of course he's gone. We're not going to face him, are we?
There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious.
All right.
Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's look at it. Let's see.
Glad to see you.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind.
Right.
I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility.
Okay.
I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know.
Really?
I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have.
You instructed her.
Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
Oh, okay. What? Why?
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Yeah, what?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase.
Okay.
Just who are you, Phi?
Please answer this, because I'm still not sure how she even got here.
I'm not Superman, that's for sure.
What, ma'am? I didn't say that you were.
And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or a Wolfman.
What? Damn, there goes... I thought she was Batman, though, with the way she was jumping around, though, for sure. Maybe Spider-Man. I think I did say Spider-Man at one point.
I'm not a Brahmin or Common or Ramen.
What?
I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Ma'am, what are you talking about?
Please don't dodge the question.
I do like when she does this.
About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct?
Right, we're talking to a different
Specifically, you were
consciousness, are we
sent to
not?
Point D, April 13th, 2029.
Right?
On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then, you were in cold sleep.
Right.
You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
You slept there, frozen, until the time was right.
Right.
Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out.
Right.
Even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again.
Yeah, okay, I understand that part.
A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out. And sending you back to December 25th, 2028.
Right, okay.
This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body.
You just showed up and joined him?
Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility.
Oh, well, through Akane's plan, right? Okay, I see.
Fortunately, your plan failed.
Oh, no, wait, what?
The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve.
Right, I mean, that's what happened the first time around, right?
That failure determined the path you followed.
Right, so that happened already, and now we're going back to try to fix that.
Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from Point E, you headed straight to Point D.
Oh, I see.
Point D being April 13th of the following year.
Right.
That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods.
Oh.
Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future.
Oh my god, this is so confusing.
It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden.
It's that one. Okay, so the last version went into... I think Akane said that as well. The last version got to her then when she was put on cold sleep.
This caused the two versions of you to swap places.
Right.
And you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here.
Right, okay.
So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened.
Okay, that's why she's still... Right.
That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
Thank God someone said it, because I was not about to calculate that.
No, everything you talked about, you got right.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor.
Oh, shit. I love that show.
It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I'm just kidding. I don't like that show.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds.
Oh.
Could you please explain?
He hasn't seen The X Factor.
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics.
Okay, very light reading.
Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is
Ma'am?
the actual equation.
Wait, ma'am? I'm sorry, what?
Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared.
What in the...
Which
what?
is the speed of light squared.
Okay.
That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I the only one lost?
You see what I'm saying?
No.
In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct.
I don't understand a goddamn thing you just said.
So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about, right? As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand.
Well, thank God it wasn't just me.
In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No.
Boy, she is being shady.
What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028.
Okay.
You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Right.
Yes.
What happened there?
Yeah, what did happen?
How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms?
Yeah, well, is she even gonna say that?
And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place?
Also, are these things that get approached in the next game? Is that what this is? I don't know anything about the next game. However, I think I heard some allusion that is what happened in that test site is what happens in the next game. Is that real? Am I being...
What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
That's what happens, right? Like, that's the premise of the next game, is it not?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Oh, no, okay.
Why?
Because it would change history.
That's okay. That's fair. If I'm right and that is the next game, that means that the next game is probably going to have Sigma and Phi in it. Now listen, I got a little spoiled on this because I have the pack in Steam.
There is a history where the virus didn't escape.
And the graphic for Zero Time Dilemma does show the people in the game, and two of them look very suspiciously like Sigma and Phi. So I thought for sure that it must be a continuation, and I think it is. There's a history where the virus didn't escape.
That's the line that goes to the right of point E.
Right, that's what I thought. This is the one that diverges and doesn't link up with these.
In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation.
Right.
And Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter.
Mm-hmm.
But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear.
I get it, right.
You understand?
I think I understand it.
I don't.
I mean, I only understand it because of like movies and stuff. Like you can't do that.
Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
Because you'll know it, and then that's gonna change history.
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly.
Yeah, he's gonna jump too, right? That's what I'm worried about.
I can't do that.
You can? Are you sure?
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff?
Well, that also. Does he jump? I wonder if he must be able to, because then isn't that the point of why he was created?
I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about.
That's true. He's also been saying a ton of stuff since he woke up.
You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up.
True.
So how can you know all this?
Mm-hmm. I get what she's saying.
You know my past. Sigma's past.
He probably doesn't know how he knows, I bet. Hey? Where did he jump to? He must have done it.
I shall give you your answer.
Oh?
You are not Kyle Klein.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not.
What? What? How can that be?
Think about it. Do you really believe you're Kyle?
Wait, whose consciousness is it?
Or could you be someone else entirely?
But is that a thing that can happen? Can someone else's consciousness go into someone's body?
Then where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
I mean, I guess they can, because like the first two games kind of touched on that a little bit, didn't they?
He was thrown out when you entered.
Okay, but who entered?
Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028.
But isn't that still Kyle? Just a different version? Different timeline one?
His consciousness has gone into a body from that time.
Okay. His consciousness has gone through a body in that
I
time.
doubt you know how much the doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable.
Uh-oh.
Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here?
Oh no!
I know what I told the others. That Kyle was Dr. Klein's spare.
But he's not...
But that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish.
Okay.
This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve, 2028.
Okay.
Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus.
Okay.
For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
Right.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
I see.
Correct.
He's gonna be there too then, at the test site.
There's one thing that troubles me.
What, only one?
Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D.
That's true.
That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028.
Oh, of course.
Does that mean he has entered my body?
Oh dear.
Have we just switched places?
It seems like maybe.
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me?
That's the thing though. Can that work out in the end?
You're telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all.
Really?
You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system.
Wait, really?
As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
Why?
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb.
Uh-oh.
I know what you are.
What is... guys, I did not expect this. What does this mean?
Surely you must know by now, too.
Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help.
Okay.
Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past.
Right?
Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is.
I don't I understand, I think, what's happening, but I also don't. I did not see this coming.
You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
I mean, I do.
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be.
Right?
If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality?
Okay.
Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine.
What? So he's gonna be there too. Okay. I guess he's going to help them.
Remember what I've told you.
Okay.
Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Only him and not Sigma and Phi? Not all three? Why? Why is he so important? Huh? Alternative end? Caught a glimpse of another time. Oh, maybe was that just like some kind of point that maybe will be the outcome if something doesn't work? Oh, geez, here we are again. Oh, no. This is gonna be a little ridiculous. Okay, what happens now? Hello? Hello, is there more? Did we do everything? That looked like Akane's end, which is a bit... Okay, well, now what? Wait, there's no credits or anything. Did I do it? Did I finish the game? Oh my god, I fucking hope so, because if not, we didn't end this on December 25th. Wait, what happens now? Is that supposed to be like a canon ending? I'm not sure. That's craziness. So yeah, there's nowhere else to go. Nowhere else that I see here. That's it. The timelines are all... So am I right in thinking that basically... Oh my god, wait. I'm so confused now after that. Now, when Akane showed up young and they were going to go to the test site and stuff, like... Or they were going to go, like, figure out what to do with the AB game. I understood that part. But now this part, I'm really freaking confused on. Like, I don't get it. I'm going back to the... the thing. Hang on. That's crazy. Is that the part that people warned me about may not be canon? Like, I don't get it. But I also think that that's setting you up for the next game, is it not? So here's what I want to ask you guys now that we have finished. I believe we finished the game. If not, we're in trouble, but let me know. If Zero Time Dilemma is a direct sequel to this, what should I do? Should I play it now, or should I go with what I was going to play after this game, which I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm sure most of you know what I had in mind. I really usually don't do sequels right after each other, but I'm wondering if I'm going to lose out on anything if I don't do that. But also, I don't want people to just be sick of this, because this has been the single longest LP running that I have had time-wise, not episode-wise, but running time-wise. This is the longest LP to date. And God, what a roller coaster that was. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I'm gonna have to take like a week to think about this, because I've got a lot of fucking questions, game. I've got a lot of goddamn questions. Like, I thought I had it kind of in hand until I saw that last scene where Kyle wakes up. Did they just do that on purpose to, like, shake your belief of what you thought was gonna happen here? I'm not sure. Man, either way, this game was fucking great. This game game was so great, and I really freaking enjoyed it. Holy shit, I'm sorry if I was dumb in parts and like smart on other parts that I probably shouldn't have been so smart on, but that's just how my mind is. No, this was great. I really liked all of it. If the next game is a direct sequel, I will definitely be looking forward to that, but I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of a break. I'm assuming that it tells you what happens in that test site, and I think I would like to know that, but give me your opinions about it down below. Either way, I'll figure out something. Man, boy, I realize that now that this opening really shows a lot that you wouldn't even understand the context of until you played the whole game. But that was a great game. I really enjoyed the puzzles. I really enjoyed the characters. It took me a while to get into the characters, maybe because of the way they were animated, I'm not sure, but I really liked everything about it. Other than the loading times and just how a little bit drawn out it seemed, but those are very small complaints compared to everything else that I liked. So give me a couple of days. I want you guys to enjoy your holidays. And before the next major LP comes, we're going to be doing a small break of something very unexpected and very fun and very silly. I hope that you guys will look forward to that. It will be something with myself and Proton John. I think you guys will like it. And then we'll move on from there. I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for watching this LP. It was very long. It was very convoluted. I know that I didn't understand everything to the best of my ability, but if you want to help me understand things, put your comments below and I will read them. And I want to thank everyone. Everyone was so good about spoilers. No one spoiled me on anything huge. I really thank you guys for that. I thank you for watching. I hope you'll enjoy the next thing coming up. It's going to be very short and funny and silly. Give me a couple of days at least to get that underway. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. And remember that it's always going to be December 25th, 2028 in our hearts. I love you guys. I'll see you later.